The natural lean to that tree is probably in here somewhere, but it's definitely doable. This here has been stressed out for mad for all these years holding this thing on. I can slip that by there quite nicely right down. Good morning, Luke.
Good morning.
So he's moved all his equipment here, and this is actually a bit of an interesting tree, but I think, yeah, he's got it all cleaned out. It's this one right here. It's that tree right there.
Oh, wow.
And it's leaning on that shack like you wouldn't believe it. Hey, it's Neil. How you doing, Neil? So we're gonna block this off like this so nobody comes through here, and we're gonna take a quick little shot of this. Oh, look at this. He's got some kind of a line in it.
Well, we don't know if you wanted it or not or whatever.
Oh, you guys aren't even playing around.
Oh, no, we're into the logging scene.
You just prepped it right up. Well, if it's in there. So what?
Well, I didn't know where you want tree, if you want to put it
Oh,
on.
well, either way, I mean, it's in there, so we'll just use it.
I was going to go out there with a tractor, pull that.
Yeah, just pull off the block.
There, I got a block, we'll put
So
on.
you got a block there.
Which tree do you want?
Oh, so here's this tree, Luke, and as you can see, it's not just the lean of the timber. It's the bones on that thing, Lukey. So come with me a sec, Luke, right this way. We got to sneak it by the corner of the building, but as you can see from here, Luke, it's leaning back.
Oh, yeah.
On the shed, and we've got this. How you doing? Good. We got this, Luke, to deal with, which it's fairly balanced. Like you got a few big bones, but the crown is fairly balanced, but it's balanced this way, straight at us. Like the natural lean to that tree is probably in here somewhere, like the natural lean. So unbeknownst to me, the boys went up in the lift and they put a shackle and a rope on it, which is nice. Were we gonna get rid of those two little guys there too, Neil, beside it, or?
It was up to you.
Yeah, it'd be nice to cut from that side of the tree instead of the low side, to be honest.
Oh, it's up to you.
But if he wants them saved, we can work around it. But
Whatever you think.
yeah. See, look here. This will come out like nothing, actually. I can slip that by there quite nicely, right down in there. But as you can see, Luke, she's hard on the shaft.
Yeah, big time.
Oh yeah, look underneath this sucker. Wow, has that got a hard lean? So I mean, the cable's in it. We may as well use it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I could cut from underneath the low side, but it would be nice to fall from the high side of the tree. Well, I think I might cut these down actually.
We'll push them over with a 14 if you want.
Well, yeah, you could even come in and just rest that tractor bucket against these two, and we could push them in there. I'll cut them up and we'll push them over. It makes a lot more sense to be cutting from the high side of this, Neil,
That's it.
than underneath here like this. But it's definitely doable. But if you're not attached to those, they go. It's definitely not going to take much. A little bit of preload is all we'll need. So, friends, they're all set up for us. So this is good. And if they want to save those two little trees, the tree, I like to be, it's called the safe side of the tree. But if they're not attached to those little trees, it would just make our job a lot easier to fall from the high side of the timber, which is this side, not underneath, and then bringing that top cut around to line up at the top, because the holding wood is nice to have up high. So we're gonna get set up. Okay, Luke, we got a full house chain here on a skip tooth, or pardon me, a full house chain on a 572. got a fairly good sized piece of Doug fir here. We've preambled it. We've showed you the tree. In another scenario, if we didn't have the rigging and who we were working for, they're all set up and ready to go. They've got a tight line on it. So we'll do a slight bit of preload on that. But if we didn't, I would cut these 2 trees down that I'm going to take right now. I would have all my setup. I'd have my wedges. We've got structures here. We got things that could go wrong, but I would bang this off by hand. But there's a couple things that a guy's got to be cognizant of going into this stump. It grows out of the ground kind of like this. Your stump, there's an old saying, the bark doesn't lie. That is a very true saying. So remember that, inspect the bark. So let's go over and get these couple little guys first. And there's Neil all ready to go. There's no flies on these guys. They're ready to go. So here's our situation. There's no point in me hiding out underneath here. Luke, this will give you a good visual. Like, to cut, this is the unsafe side. They call it the low side. This is the unsafe side of the tree. You're underneath it, you're cutting. We don't have enough bar. You guys know what I mean? Like, the bar's not long enough to cut this whole tree, and you lose bar by falling on the low side because the tree is hitting your bar, your wrap. It's just not a good thing to fall timber from the low side of the stick, the underside. Plus, if I was getting a little crazy, it was at the end of the day, I was tired, it wasn't going, I was banging, fighting it a bit. And if I just nibbled a couple too many fibers on the high side, which is the plate that holds the tree off the structure, 1 too many fibers and she's drifting off. So we're gonna remove this. You can see this is a much better visual. I may even high stump this thing to get into some better fiber, Luke. This here has been stressed out for mad for all these years holding this thing on. I may come in here where the tree, we're not logging here, we're not doing low stumps. I need good fiber. So I may even do a high stump here. Actually, I believe I've made the decision already. So we'll get these out of the way. Looks like these fellas are all ready to go. Notice I put my back cut in first.
I've seen that. That's just so you know you got enough room for your wedge?
That's right. If I had to put my undercut in first, right? We didn't know what it was doing really. Take your time. Okay, so what I just done there, friends, is slowly picked through. I had to grab that. I was gonna cut them up at the same time, but I couldn't make a stump in the second one without the first one being gone. So now you can really see what's going on here. And that hoe had to push us through that limb up there. That little tractor. We didn't need much, but the second one was quite simple. But putting that back cut in first, Luke, you lose nothing with the back cut first. You lose nothing. I come in a tad low on my stump at the backside. Not a big concern, but not what they want at the same time. Where I was cut up originally was right to here. And then I came in after. Did you see me come in after and tickle the undercut?
Yeah.
Because I really couldn't see much here, so I came around and saw my back cut where it was opposed to my apex, and I was able to just cut a little bit more to let that thing cave in on itself, and it actually came out really nice. But here is a good look at this specimen, Luke. So all I've done now, Luke, is just basically I went out and cut some limbs off the tree so that I could see what was going on. I'm not going to totally process because they got to pick all this wood up. So we've just preloaded this now. I just want to be able to see. So I just knocked those limbs down so I can see what's going on out there. Yeah, I just want to see what you got. You're in slack. You're slack right now? Yeah, good. Okay, perfect. So let's put some preload on this. Now here's the secret. You can't put a ton of preload on this, friends. You can't do it. Not because you'll be pulling fiber before need be. Here we go. See, there he goes. A little more. Right there. Right there. That's gonna be lovely, Neil. So that's still not a ton. It's just enough. Watch that top of that tree. Zoom in on the top of that tree. Okay, I've just let it settle, okay? I've totally let this settle. Watch what happens when I lean on this rope. Just my body weight. Watch the top of the tree.
Yeah, not bad.
You see that, Luke?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, so that's what I'm telling you. A lot of guys will preload way too much. This tree's leaning hard back over there. So we need to build a hinge. Stay calm on the stump. Do your craft. Work on your craft. Build a nice hinge. Find a good solid piece of wood. I could probably ask Neil to put a tad more on this, but I'm gonna situate that undercut in a way that it falls underneath the tree a bit. A narrow undercut is not the greatest here. Like, do you know what I mean by that? Like not deep in. I'm gonna probably stick around a third, maybe a quarter or further. So I'm gonna put a cut. We got just enough preload, we're good. I'm gonna back it up with some wedges. But I'm shooting for basically that cedar tree, that big cedar tree in the middle. And I'm gonna make a little bit of a higher stump here so that I'm out of all the contorted wood. Yeah, like look at what I'm talking about here. There's no sense in cutting a low stump here. That just makes no sense. You've got a bunch of wood that's been stressed out for years now. It's pulling hard. This is our tension wood, friends. Do you know what I mean by that? This is the tension. The compressed wood is underneath. Compression and tension. So I'm just gonna fire myself an undercut, facing for over there. I wanna try and salvage out these remaining trees. So I'm shooting for that big tree over there. We got a tad bit. Hey? This is the game. Got our wedges. I'm gonna make a high stump and we're gonna go. We shouldn't have to worry about the stump freaking flipping off anywheres or nothing. undercut, but I came in too deep, so I changed it. Don't be afraid to change it. Container. See how that came out?
That sure worked out good, eh?
Perfect preload.
Yeah.
That was the perfect amount of preload. Because we had all that. But look here. This is what I mean by this. Look. You see what I'm saying? So there's not enough wood to just hang around and bring a cut in. You've got to go get that low side. But if you notice there, I went like, this is how I ate this tree up. I started here, I came in, I worked around like this, and I came and got my low wood like this, friends. That was what was cut up. This was all cut up. You'll notice if you go back and look. I've already been sent a bunch of signs from the stump, from the curve, from the tree, the wedging. The brain has received information already. So I pop a wedge in right there because it's nowhere going to be in my bar anymore. That wedge was sitting right there. There. And it wasn't even sunk in that much. You can see where it was sunk to. It was sunk to right there. Okay? That's where that wedge was. And all my wood's cut up. So now I go whoop, whoop, come around. I bring this around. I get to where I know the tree was moving already. So we're there. What do you guys want for lengths?
1 foot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 1 foot.
You like a bucket so you can move it now, Neil?
Yeah, we'll just, I think if we can.
Do you want me to bone it out and everything, process it, and then you guys can clean it off?
I think so. If we just take this piece somewhere here to that lip.
You got it.
For one saw log.
You got it.
This is all for you for firewood.
Beautiful.
You can have all that. And any of the top you can have, but there's a lot of knots.
Glorious. That came out right on the money.
Yeah. I thought it would have taken a lot more banging or more preload or more pull.
So that's why the undercut and the foliage is your friend. The limbs are your friend to creep around. That's why I said initially a narrow undercut is not beneficial here. If you go deep enough to that you can get all that weight of those limbs falling over top of your apex, it creates fold. Mm-hmm. But Luke, if that tree had drifted,
oh yeah,
I'm telling you right now, if that had drifted, we'd have smashed that freaking thing. That's why I asked him to move that mill. So you can see by this log, right, Lukey, he wants a 16-footer.
Yep.
This is where processing timber, like in the bush, we got a hook butt here. So this would go as like a 27 probably. So I'll probably just, you can see where it starts to straighten out. It's actually right here,
Yeah.
but I want to get him a nice log. Maybe there to there. It's got some kinks in her. So that's why it's always smart to start at the back. I love this saw. So we let it cool down before you don't come out of a cut like that and shut your power head down. That is going to be the make all be all of how long your saws last. That's one thing that I tell you to add into your game right now. Right now. And I know there's a lot of big wood out there in the States and big stumps, and you guys are cutting and you're, especially when they're not your saws. I know, end of the day, just keep her going. No, if it was your saw, you shan't do that. And if it's your company's saw, you shouldn't do that neither. Now, another thing. Rob, am I in your way?
Nope, I'm just you.
Okay. Okay, so you see this? This is the nectar of the gods. You put a little splash of that under your armpits in the coffee shop. I said this the other day. You'll be lonely no longer. The girls will be coming. Your life, your white picket fence, your house, your kids, it'll all come. Just tickle, 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 tickle. Maybe a little like this. Maybe in some other areas too, depending on the kind of fella you are. Now listen, another thing. How did I approach this stump? This was the high side of the stump. It would have been tension. I actually, if you think about it, I actually cut this stump on how I cut the tree. In a sense. I looked at it, I go, well, I definitely am not going to do this one sweep. So what do I need to do? I need to come to the lowest part of the stump, which is right here. This is the lowest. They want it down. He's going to bring a bin in here. So if I start over there, I'm asking for problems because of the grain orientation and just the way the stump goes. Look at this, Luke. There's my only crossover cut right there. That's it. Right there, that teeny little crossover. This thing is cutting like a dream, this chain right now. It wasn't fighting, pulling, nothing. The tree is only 70 years old, if that. Let's count it real quick. There's the sap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 9, 20. There's 50. There's 60. It's 70 years old, 75 years old, this tree. Crazy, right? It's 36 inches on the stump. Look, stump to dump. Right here. Bark to bark. 3'4", bark to bark, 3'4". That's 4 foot in the cookhouse, son. Right?
Oh yeah.
That's 3 foot.
Yeah.
It's 3 foot. 36 inches white to white on the flare. So all I'm saying now, the third part I was going to talk to you about is this chain. This is a hand file chain. It's not super hungry. Luke, we just put this gauge on this the other day. It was 28 or was it 22? Did I use the 22? I think I used the 22. Regardless, friends, my rakers, I guarantee it, and I know it because I've done all the research on all these raker gauges, including West Coast, Carlton, I'm a big Carlton man, and a Husky gauge. The Husky gauge is the highest setting in the biz. It's the highest setting in the biz. So if you're running square ground chain and you like a mean cutting, not a hungry chain, but a sharp, smooth feeding chain, your Husky gauge is a good one. The hard, soft setting. Now, West Coast makes a variety of them, Gordy. I don't run a hungry raker as rules, friends. So 25 is pretty hungry for me. 25. I'm going to make a gauge, friends. I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to make a gauge. I'm going to throw one into the mix. They're all just knockoffs of older renditions of older things anyway. So people have been asking me, Buckin, make a raker gauge, put it out there. Well, it won't be much different than what you already see out there because I love the Carlton plate, the philo plates. But my measurements will be a little different. I'm not going to try and reinvent the wheel. This is now to the story because I know I ramble. But look, there's the chain loop. Take a look at it. Take a look at the hook. And take a look at the top plate and take a look at the rakers. I mean,
Oh yeah.
it's solid. It's not concave. It's not convex. Do I spend a lot of time filing my chain? Abso-freaking-lutely. I'm not going to file my chain just kind of here or there for, you know, a cleanup filing or a couple of 3 strokes for me is at the end of the day if I've hit a nail and I just can't stand the body pain that I'm going through running the saw. It all depends on what I got to cut. If I'm starting out my day, I'll stroke it. I'll make it right. I'll make a strong top plate that's going to carry me through until I screw up. Not a couple of strokes here and there and then a couple trees down the road or a couple bucks down the road. Oh, she's not cutting good again, and sweep it up. That's just not me. And there's a lot of information on the YouTubes. Take what you like from all of us. And hey, I got to be honest, I've been guilty for referencing videos, you know, other videos in my time. I have been. I'm a human being, and if I've offended anybody out there, that is not my purpose. But if you put something on the internet, you know, like I do, I get a lot of flack, friends, from you know, stroking my chain too much. Well, I won't stop that. I'll keep stroking my chain until she's strong and looks like this after you just saw what I cut, Luke. A whole bunch of trees, limbing, bucking, freaking cutting a huge monster stump. And I won't sharpen this now. I'll put it away. This is things ready to go for the next day, Luke.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just saying, you get what you give out of life in every aspect. If you want to take a couple strokes just to get cutting, that's groovy. But you're going to be on it again fairly quickly, if that makes sense. Folks that were at Buck and Stock, please chime in if you gained anything from our filing clinic on the top plate business we talked about and those few extra strokes to get that top plate rolled off and cutting for long periods of time. Are you cutting longer than you did before? Let us know. We'd like to know. This is important information. And take something from everybody. There's some great information. There's lots of professionals out there teaching you how to do this stuff on the internet. Take a little bit from everybody and add it into your own soup. Try them. Try the method. Try that method. Try this method. Try them all and do them on your own and figure out what works best for you in your application. Because we're all just guys just trying to help everybody out there. Everybody is. So thanks for watching. That was a great job. See that preload, Luke?
Yeah.
Just perfect. No, because if it's pulling too soon, now you're chasing your cut and you're not ready to go yet. I was just, okay, we'll just make a hinge. Oh, she's going. Tickle, tickle, tickle. We got one limb hanging up there. One limb. That's it.
Oh yeah.
It was very important to me to save those beautiful trees out on the way by. There's one limb hang up in there, maybe 2. So I'm pretty tickled. Thanks for watching, friends. Work hard, be honest, and be kind. And let's seek to understand one another. And let's lift each other up. I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better personally myself. Thanks for being here. So, friends, remember this job here? Look at this guy. This is that tree we hammered, friends. This apple tree. They knew it was going to happen. They weren't worried about it. But it just scraped it. That was this year. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't have my CNI glasses on, but it almost looks to me that it's starting to roll over and heal. I can't really see it. Does that look like starting to compartmentalize, that rolling, or not?
Yeah, I
Right
think
here.
so. Yeah, right there.
Right there.
Yeah, that's totally.
Isn't that interesting? So this definitely is. That's starting to heal right there. That was hit. Friends, this is why it's important to take your stubs out. See this, Luke, right here? Come and have a look at this. This was a topping wound years ago. See it right there?
Yep.
So it's literally trying to grow up and compartmentalize this. Get rid, see that? Just get rid of it so that it can compartmentalize, heal, and go away. Pruning is not 101, but there are certain little things that a fella needs to know. And remember this one, Luke, that great big, hello! Like, I'll be honest, that was one of the biggest lifts I did all year. This one, and look where it came.
Bullseye.
It literally came right in here. In this hole, Luke. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
That was a fun day, and we lifted that off that freaking shed. Look at that stump. And it cranked right through that foliage. Just amazing. That was a fun day.
Yeah, it was.
I just want to share this with you as we leave. He's teaching them how to run hoe here. There's a young guy in the big equipment operators school, and he's hooked in with Robbie. See, he's teaching them straight on, like I was teaching you how to split firewood. Look at him. He's actually teaching them hands-on. He's like, this is what to look out for. This is how to grab. This is going to roll this way. Do this, do that. This is incredible. Get hooked into somebody. Get enough humility in your life to be able to be taught by someone. Rob has been, I've known Rob since he's been a little teeny kid. He's been digging dirt his whole freaking life. Now he's passing on his knowledge to this guy. Let's go around back. I love this stuff. Love it. Okay, you see that maple? Look at the growth of that great big maple coming off beside that fir. You see how it's so robust and like it just has a different character to it?
Yeah, it looks different.
It's dark and old, and it's got a lot of wood, big, thick. See how thick the scaffolding branches are? And then it's got a slight, look at the very tip of the crown, Luke. Look at how tight it is compared to a wispy one like that behind us. That's young growth. See? That's young maple. But that one up there is just beautiful. Looks like it had a side fall off. Rob, that big maple over there, did it have a side peel off it there? On the right?
Yeah, there was some rot up on that one side, yeah.
Yeah, isn't that a beautiful tree?
Yeah, it's nice, yeah.
It's old, that one.
Oh yeah, see the short piece on the right
Well,
of it?
that's what I was just looking
Yeah,
at. So
it
it
did
must have
break
broke.
away, yeah.
Okay, buddy, we're gone.
Thank you.
Cheers. Yep,
Right
nice
on.
to have met you, buddy.
Yep.
You learned from a good
Thanks,
guy
Luke.
here.
Thanks.
Right on.
Good.
Good job
Nice
as
to meet
always.
ya.
Okay, talk to you soon.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You bet. Luke, we made it. We made it home. Unscathed. That tree, man, if it had a drifted, boy, she would have went right on that shed. Would not have been pretty. He told me, he says, if you blow on that shed too hard, it'll fall down. What's in here? Oh, okay, fine. So Luke, before we shut this video down, at the end of this video, I want to just share something with folks. Because it's easier, especially if you guys follow my videos and follow my channel, this will all make sense to you. We've just come home from cutting that dirty big fir. We bucked it, we limbed it. We even cut the stump this high from the ground, like we were in it. It was a 32-inch chain, full house, not skip, full house. If you're having a hard time with your 572 dogging out in the wood, back off on your rakers a bit and concentrate on a sharp tooth and not such an aggressive hook. Just back off on your hook a bit and bring your rakers up. I would have to say that the husky gauge on the soft setting would be a great application for a guy that knows how to file. I do want to share this little moment with folks. I'm going to grab my jinglies, Luke. I've done all the research on these. That one's 28 thou. You can actually look this up, friends, if you want to. Check out that patent number. What does it say? 37509?
Yep.
Check out that and read the information on it. It's 28 thou. That is and this is, I think 30. It is, it's 30. This one, 37504, is 22. Right, Luke?
Yes.
It is. It's 22 thou. Now, we happen to have, this is our, for starters, Luke, please look at these teeth. You see what I'm saying? There's no convex. It's not concave. It was grabbing and it was limbing like crazy. It was cutting those limbs off like they weren't there. So it's cutting small wood. It's cutting big wood. There's a fine, fine dance there, friends. Now, here is a piece of magic right here. This is the 404 gauge for 404 chain, friends, okay? I've been doing some research lately, friends. A lot of it. on raker gauge. I'm not in hardwood, I'm not. But I've been talking to a lot of guys in the hardwood, and I've also cut hardwood, and I've been on the scene. So I'm learning more every time I come to the States and cut that wood. You guys tend to like a little bit of a hungrier raker than us, which kind of makes sense because of your wood. Check this out. This is 404 gauge, Luke. So, see that? Now check this out. Look at that. That would not work.
No.
It'd be way too hungry. Now, 28. Here's 28. Right? So these rakers are at about 20, probably 25 because I've had a filing on it. Probably 20, 22, 25, right in there, which is nice. Stick with me, Luke. Stick with me. We've all seen this, and I recommend this. Actually, I actually recommend this for people, and I'll show you why. All this means is this is a lower setting, right? Soft means a lower raker setting than hard. That's what it means. Let's look. Soft. I'm on the softwood setting. It's like, you can see that, right, Luke? It's protruding ever so it's hardly there. It's actually pretty close.
Yeah.
It's about 25 thou. Now, if I was to put the hard setting on this, it's barely there. It's barely there. So this is a good gauge, friends. It's a good gauge, but it's higher. This is a higher raker setting than any of the other ones out there, including West Coast. But there they are, friends. There's the information. So my rakers on this chain, what you just saw me cutting with on a bar length tree, 36-inch tree, full house hand file with a hook like that, Luke, which is not extreme. It's just very modest. And that's what that cuts like in fur. Any hungrier, friends, and I'd have been struggling. I'd have been really taxing the saw. So my suggestion, if you're running, isn't that interesting? Husky. If you're running a 572, use this gauge, or I'll make a gauge for you that you can use. And it'll look very similar to all the rest of the Carlton plates out there, because I think they've done a fantastic job. So I'm going to do something similar with one of these, and I'm going to put it on the market at buckandbillyray.com and see how we do. But I'm going to change the settings. Okay, work hard, be honest, be kind to one another. See you on the next video.